your infancy in bodybuilding right now, believe it or not. You're gonna get better. And because you something out,
My daughter's like, where'd you get it from? I said, I'm not telling you. So it came from a doctor, don't worry.
is she gonna do it?
She might do it. And I said,
She better get used to the fact that she's gonna gain weight then. A lot.
I said,
I don't know what she's expecting.
I said, I got it from the doctor.
You don't just gain muscle from doing that, or you gain weight. There's gonna be one or the other. But also,
And then the creatine on top of it has water too.
well, creatine, you need your muscles hydrated and
Yeah,
full.
right.
Hydrated is striated, remember that? The more hydrated you are, the better and drier you'll actually look on stage, because that's how the body works. Compared to what people actually think about water retention, when they think if you drink a lot of water, you're gonna hold a lot of water.
No.
Exact opposite. The
Yeah.
more you drink, the less you hold. So that's why I don't cut water with bodybuilding shows. I drink up through show day. I guzzle in a gallon on show day. I'm super
Right, but you obviously, well, you're going to be with me on show days. So you can,
well, that's my point. Is like you're not going to be cutting water.
You're going to tell me what to do.
You'll be chilling and relaxing with your feet up and looking glorious. That's pretty much it.
I'm so glad you have all that confidence in me.
Hey man,
But I don't
you're
quite
gonna
have it
do
myself yet.
All right, so let's start. Let's just start with a front pose for now. All right, let's just try and get comfortable with the flexibility of the front pose, because the biggest thing with the front pose is going to be this lower back flexibility. You really want to, let's start from square. So just straight and square. All right, so when we get on stage, remember we're not going to be starting from a stationary position. We will be in motion before we get there. So you want to get used to that, but we'll get to that point. Add in the motion after you know how to nail the pose wherever you're standing, because you want to also get in the mindset of when you're in your house, in the kitchen, waiting for your food, you better be just sitting there.
I know, I have to get into that habit, just
get
doing
used,
that.
because the more you hit that, a lot of it is muscle memory, a lot of it is getting that lower back flexibility.
Right, yeah, and
that's
that popping that hip out.
That arch,
because that's my thing.
it takes time. So the more you can just do it on shoes, just wear them, doing your freaking vacuuming, slipper in the house in your heels. It's very 50s like housewife, but it's gonna really help you out, you know. It's gonna help you comfortable and make these just, they're part of my feet.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I'm over heels, like, so with the front pose, we're starting here. What we want to try and do is show personality, but not be too sexy and raunchy, or while still giving our body the best shot to look its best. So what I like to do, I have like a hair tickling my butt. What I like to do is we're walking, start here and look at where my feet are. So you're already, your feet, move up closer. Your feet are already in the wrong spot when we're doing that. So remember, we're starting here. All we're doing is getting momentum to lean into this.
Okay.
All right, so you're kind of like this right now. I want you to really twist your body that way. Your foot. Twist your foot. There. That way. Lean into this one. Not too much sitting into it, just kind of act like you're like just chilling. You have your body here. Right here, what we want to do is give ourselves a little bit of upper body flexing. So, start from fresh. Let's just get used to this. I like to use the momentum a little. Pushing. There you go. Go like that. Really flex that tricep on your leg. So use your leg as almost a little momentum. And then just square on forward. Try again. Stiff.
Little, yeah.
I want you to bend, relax, flex. Reach your arm in. Yes. All that. You want it to look like you're just standing there, and this is what we look like, just chilling. We all have a front pose that's going to be best on us.
Yeah.
This might not be the best front pose.
That hip
So
out.
let's try this instead. Because this is just what's become a standard front pose for most girls, because it's easy to hit. But there is no mandatory front pose for bikini. So you can come out and hit just a little model pose. Something that's gonna elongate your body.
Right.
Your little weenie there, just stand up straight, totally straight. And allow your natural shape to just do its thing. Push your body a little. Lean into this hip a little bit. There you go. And twist your shoulders there. Yes, you're gonna feel weird. But look at that little glute popping up. Okay, stop. See where your connectors are sitting?
Yeah.
You want them on your hip bone. This is not a bikini for the, this is not what we're doing. You want them high on your hips. That's why they give you all that material. So, start fresh. Let's try that to just get into that pose. So we're gonna walk in. Your feet. We're gonna forget that first front pose. Let's find a pose that's gonna work for you right now. So pretend we're just getting into our spot. Step back, lean into that glute in the back, and then allow that leg to just kind of tilt forward. One arm is always gonna be on the back hip. It's never gonna be this way, it's always gonna be the back hip. So I want you to step this foot back a little bit. Yes, and really sit into that back hip. There you go. Can you lean a little more into this back? Relax. Just relax your body. Legs, everything. No, like go natural. I want to see if we need to be a little wider. Okay. Let's try this. Instead of more like that, go like that. Just a little, your body. Position that. Upper body. When I'm hitting this, I mean I'm pushing that way. When I'm hitting this, I'm pushing that way, okay? There we go. Okay. See, this is what I want to see. It's a little bit of glute pop here, but we got to make your legs look okay. So push your leg forward. Step forward. Where you can actually sit in that back a bit more. Is that comfortable?
Yeah. It's awkward but comfortable.
So, let's try
more
and
of a
see.
practice thing.
Yes, let's try and see if we can just get into this because I want your upper body to look a little bit bigger from this. Let's just see if we can get into this pose to start. Okay? So just, let's try it from a walk. Let's see if we can do it from there to right here somewhere. Okay, let's try again. Would it help if we did it the opposite way? Does that make it more comfortable? The other way? Or not?
It might be. I don't know.
Because we don't know which direction you're going to enter the stage
Right.
from. So it's, you don't want to rotate your routine around that. You want to like be able to just swing your body regardless of what stage, but that's more advanced once we get to we know you're posing, we'll figure that out. And also it's, you're going to change by the time we hit the stage. So what we're posing now may be totally different by the time we get to the stage. Right now what I want to try and embed is the flow of it
It's
all.
more the flow and the
The
flexibility.
feeling of it all,
Yeah.
what the cues to be mindful of for certain things, because once your shape changes, things like foot positioning, stepping out, width, however, is going to change too. But as long as we can get like a good baseline, because we have, your structure is what your structure is, we're just going to fill out the depth within it.
Yeah.
So we can work with your hips, your width, things like that. That's not going to change, so we want to just try and find the best showing of what's going to give you that hourglass that they're looking for. That's why I like this pose for you, because you're giving yourself kind of more of that little hip, you know? This is kind of just, think of it like you're on a runway, and then when the model gets to the end, she hits her pose. watch a runway walk, regular supermodel, they always have their like pose they hit at the end of the runway.
Right, yeah,
That's what your pose is, because realistically that's what they're embedding the bikini division off of. Victoria's Secret model with muscle. So your front pose needs to be something that's just cute, pretty, standing there, you show your shape.
Right.
It doesn't have to be the standard everything, as long as you look good in it. That's all that matters. You feel confident and you pull it off and you like it, that's what we want. So that type of model pose is what I usually would call it. Typically would be many girls' transition pose, but if you want to use it as a front pose, it helps a lot to just, I mean, you have to be able to transition, because it is a transition pose typically. So originally what most girls would do is, say this was their front pose, they would have this as their transition.
Right.
And then they already
like
step
this
to the
and then
back.
step to the back.
So if you just have this as your front pose, you already can just go right on back. It kind of saves you a step, and you can actually maybe even hold your pose a second longer if you don't have that additional move thing. What I usually tell people is 3 seconds for your front pose, 2 seconds for your transition, 3 seconds for your back pose, 2 seconds for your transition, front pose again, and sign off 3 seconds. Because you have about 15 seconds in total from front to back to front. So you don't want to be that girl that's posing too slow and they hold the next girl and she's just standing here awkwardly waiting for you to fucking finish because she has nowhere to go, you know?
Yeah.
So all right, let's try this front pose. Let's try and get comfortable with this front pose today. No pressure. Seriously. I just want you to feel it. And things that you're feeling as you pose, be mindful of. Because if it's gonna help you next time you're posing to remember certain things that, all right, I know this feeling, I know I need to lean into this, I know I need to, whatever, think of that and try and remember those. Because I don't know what's going on inside that little body of yours.
For me, it's a matter of the leaning into the hip, holding the pose, staying straight, you know, keeping my upper body, you know, keeping that mindful thing like somebody's
Pulling you
me
with a string.
with a string.
Yes.
You know, just trying to stay straight because I remember you said I have a tendency to lean.
You do. You know, I'm like standing there and I'm sitting there and I'm like, whatever you were just doing was really kind of cute. Like that. Like, yeah, just kind of cutely standing there. But what I don't want you to do, and I see you're already getting the hang of it, is you're hiding your tummy with your hand.
Okay, so where's
And although
the
it's
hand
also
supposed to be?
on your hip.
On your hip, okay.
And that's why you really want to have your belly button facing 45 degrees
Right.
and your upper
And
body
your-
facing
this-
back to front. Yes, because that's going to give you the best shot. And you're a little outward, just relax your hand. That doesn't mean move your whole body. It just means this is what you want to do with your hand. No. Just like that.
Okay. Oh, like that's gotcha.
Yes, just like that. Right on the hip bone. Perfect. And so this hand, you're going a little like that. I see. You're
Okay,
giving
so
yourself the figure pose.
Just relax.
Just relax it, but stand up straight where your boobs are fucking high and pointed the same direction as your belly button. This way it's gonna help you give a little bit, you wanna have that depth in the shoulders. So this posing right now is gonna help us really be able to determine what we need to focus on. That's not bad, to be honest. From where you're at, that's kind of a really pretty pose. Let me take a picture. Stay there. Something else to be mindful of. This. So, because we're posing right here, it's not a big deal, but when you're staying, yes, that's what you want to do. A lot of girls get this. Some of the suits are cut very well
Yeah.
for some reason, and it's not ready, because then
Yeah.
you're in your pose and you get these giant
yeah.
wrinkles, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, I can't cover that. So that's just something that I talk about, I tell girls about. Not most girls are not comfortable saying it online, but I'm more uncomfortable seeing girls have it with no one saying it.
Yeah.
So drop your shoulder a bit, drop the shoulder. Because remember, we don't want anything to be too standing out or off balance. Bikini is 100% about being balanced from top to bottom. So we're just gracefully standing there. Chilling, try and keep your body upright, you're sagging. If you want to be tall, smile. I don't remember that smile. All right, relax.
This is a workout in itself.
It sure is. But I actually really like the way that looked. That was pretty. Do you think you can get in it again?
Sure.
Let's get in that pose. Let's see.
It doesn't matter. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Just know the flow, know the footing, know the fundamentals. If you've got the fundamentals locked down,
Chest up.
everything else is hearsay.
I really want to see, I really want to see you standing tall and upright. Yes. Please be mindful of your neck. That's a cue to be mindful of. Just be tall because you don't want to, you're like shrinking yourself down almost, it feels like. You really need to take up that space on stage and like you're here without turning into figure.
Right.
Because that's also something that you kind of tend to do is curve that arm. Just relax. And how that's going to happen is being mindful of your back. So you do have back training in your programming. We're going to probably have, moving forward, what I would like to do is 3 leg days a week. So it's going to be 2 glute and hamstring days, 1 leg overall day. We'll probably do a little leg extensions. I don't really want to have you grow in your quads because it's not necessary for your frame. Probably do a little bit of calf work, a shoulder day, and a full back day. And truthfully, we might do one of those leg days, a shoulder leg day, like a little just like dual.
Do it again. You get slow. Do it again.
You're like in a
Do it again. No.
great spot, like your stomach is not great.
Yeah, I do stomach every day.
Your abs look great.
So let me see a
I do like, I get on the, I do leg raises, do the crunch thing. I also take the rope and I do crunches this way.
You do weighted?
Yeah.
No more weighted work.
No more weighted?
I don't want you doing any weighted ab work at all. I didn't know you were doing that. Shit that's not on the program. Because you're gonna grow your tummy, your waistline. You don't want you to grow your muscles are like any other muscle. You're
So
training
then
them
just
weighted.
do stomach without anything.
Body weight on.
Okay.
Like raises, fine. Regular ab crunches, fine.
Yeah,
Nothing with
crunches.
weights. You're gonna build out the muscles.
Okay.
The more muscle you do, the wider you're gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, your abs are like any other muscle in your body. It's no different. So the
Okay.
reason you don't want to have them weighted is because you're going to build out that muscle.
Yeah, I don't want to build it out.
That's
Like,
gonna-
I
you
want
wanna
to keep the lines in.
Yeah, so all you need to do is body weighted. Because you have a good foundation with abs anyway, so it's not like you really need to build abs, and they don't want to see a six-pack in bikini as it is. They want to just like that, just a
See more of a
pretty soft, not soft, but like nice.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't want to see lines like,
They don't want to see six-pack abs.
they really don't. And it sucks because I would love that, but. All right. Let's try. Are you still in your pose on? Yeah. Okay. Let's try from the front pose. Just transition to the back. Just try to transition to the back from the front.
You come in.
So, let's get in that pose.
I come in. I'm already down. That's already 60% of the fucking
So
force.
set up your body. Be mindful of, I want you to be mindful of this arm. Because this arm is where you're leaning in. You don't want to just be squared up.
No.
Kind of not so abrupt. Like, it's hard, I know, to like not look so like forward, but just,
stand up
kind of just
and maintain my
relax.
proper
So
form.
from here,
Your chin's gone, right? So
there's a few ways we could transition. Let's go the easiest way for now.
If you want that,
Just step back.
you want to be able to see that.
Try that again. Go back.
Nice.
Step. You're stepping like that way,
Okay.
it seems. I want you to try and just step straight behind.
Okay.
There you go. Drop that hand gracefully. We just want to kind of swing that out. Beautiful.
In your guard.
From here, lean into that glute.
So,
Give you a nice little
what does that mean?
hey there.
Because if you look, bounce back, it's in. It's in. So, see? Step into it. I'm not generating all this extra, no. Boom. Let's see it. Now,
Oh, step that out.
alright?
Step back.
You practice
Try that
this.
again.
That's why I have this. Matter of fact,
Look at yourself, not my feet.
look at me and do it exactly as I'm doing, right?
Back.
Touch it. Touch.
Your weight should be on this leg at this point. You don't want to do that on stage. I'm just showing you like your weight should be.
I know,
You
I'm
should
just
be
trying
able
to,
to.
we're just trying to pop that hip.
That's gonna come. We're gonna get there. Let's just get the movement. Because honestly, once you start filling out and you continue in the pose,
I don't have to pop it as much.
you're gonna be like, shit. Oh my god, that wasn't there last week. What's the alignment?
I know.
So this is good because you be able to progressively see yourself improve. So I'm gonna start from the beginning because I forgot where I was. So we're gonna pose. Step back. Hands. Try that again. You're not in line with me. Do it. There we go. Why is your hands here? Here. Lose balance? Alright. Relax. Engage your lat. Do a lat pull down. Pretend you're doing a lat pull down. There we go. Now turn.
Slow.
Come down. Alright, we're gonna have to work on that. I want to see a little bit more side delt. That's gonna, and lat, we'll work on that together. Today we'll work on that actually. Because I want you to be able to, in your front pose, the thing that they want in this front pose is, you see how my lat is just there?
Yeah.
And that allows my arm to just hang where it is?
Yeah.
Because you're like almost hiding your lat like this, it's looking a little like small. So we gotta just try and see how we can get that back almost engaged without being spread, you know? It's like right in between like a lat spread and nothing at all, without doing that. This is not relaxed. This is figure, like this is what they see in figure, and that will be like a huge thing that the judges will be like, that front pose is off. Don't do that with your hands. You don't need that. You know, like this is the dumbest thing to get a feedback for, like. So yeah, just relax. We're gonna get there. So right now you're not at stage day physique, you know, we're just trying to get these movements done. So as you do it on your own, you know what you're doing and you're comfortable to just stand there and do it. So we're here, front posing. Remember, we're always smiling. I know it's gonna be annoying, but you gotta just fucking smile. Because you wanna work these face muscles just as much as these glute muscles. Believe me. So, let's step back. Hand down. Spin around. Into it.
Get over it. You'll be right. You're a fighter now. You're a warrior now. And I don't care. You don't care. You think you care, but you don't care.
We'll worry about how your hair falls in the future. For right now, I think it's fine. So you do want to get your hair in place, but sometimes, like if you're, it really just depends on how your hair is when you come out. If your hair is styled like this and like beautiful, that's fine, but you're gonna have to move it to get in your front pose anyway. You know, so I usually just come out like this with it behind my back. So when I go to my pose, it may be a little like that.
Like I'm making you a little extra in the practice.
Right.
Not even like a,
Not a flip, yeah.
I've done that and it's so much worse. So I just like to contain,
Keep that.
so that you see as much as you can in my back, your lower back, your lats. Because really what they're trying to see is just the outline shape from behind. So how
I don't know. I don't care how you've been doing it.
Are you like small up top and going like that, or are you
This is my
going
face.
like that? It's all just a matter of,
Land on it.
because I could make myself look really small just posing like, you know, or you can make yourself look fucking huge posing like that. So you gotta do what's like gonna look best on you. You may need to pose big on your legs and small on your body, or vice versa, like, you know, so it's very subjective. Yeah. The goal really, like, to be honest, my feedback from junior nationals was
There we go.
less
That's it.
like arch
You're not doing all that.
and just kind of more standing there naturally, however it is, because what happens is when you try to fucking pose,
I don't want my crotch sticking out.
that is a concern, but really what it does is it widens you out. Because remember, the judges are below you.
Yeah.
So my glutes go from here,
I don't know what the fuck was
to here.
The jab is one foot.
my balance is now totally thrown off.
Oh, yeah.
My bottom looks 10 times bigger than my upper body.
Yeah.
There's no balance anymore.
Right.
So when you're just standing there, you have the shape from the shoulders
Jab
that
is
is
what
natural.
your lead hand or your rear
So that's why
hand.
you don't want to bend over,
No.
you don't want to look wider, you want to stay in balance. Because again, the judges are below you, so their perception is already thrown off because of that. And they're mindful of that, but that's all the more reason to just, whatever you got is what you got back there when you're standing there. You may want to try and be a little bit mindful of your knees, your toes, because it's going to change, like, what was your face?
Right, should your feet be
It does, it really depends, so let's see what you look like now. Go in that back pose. The back pose is good because it's not something you gotta really be like, crazy about. You just stand it back there and then there it is. So yeah, so let's put your hands here. So this looks awesome. This hole is looking awesome. Can I touch this?
Yeah, of course.
Why are you playing slow?
No, it's okay. Yeah, the suit's in the way.
Really,
It's
it's not even the suit, it's just like, it may be the suit, I don't know. You want to just have it really round out the glutes, not even hiding it a little bit, not too low. It's got to be up there. And
no, yeah, the suit is that high.
yeah, so I didn't love my own bikini suit. You may want to get a different one moving forward. That's going to be a little bit better for your mental health. My own
Your
cheap
hand should
posing
be
suit
over
sucks.
here, not here.
No, it shouldn't. They don't want to see your fingertips. It should be right over here. All they're judging is your shoulders into your waist into your glutes. So this is actually awesome. I don't think there's much to change at this point. I think that your feet are try and see if you can try and just point your toes a little more forward. Like
Yeah. That's why the fundamentals are so important for me.
Yeah. Arch that back, lower back a little. Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. That's fucking great for where you are. It hurts. Yeah, that's fucking dope. Your back pose is really nicely balanced, to be honest, and you're almost teetering on wellness. So we wanna, if you're a wellness girl, then shit, you're a wellness girl.
No, I think I need a little more weight in my legs, though, don't you think?
Well,
Like
that's not what you would do.
Oh, just get rid of
You would
muscle.
need
No, I'm saying
more
I need
muscle.
for bikinis to lose more weight in my legs to tone them more.
That word. You need
I
more
know.
muscle.
I need more muscle. So how do we get rid of the jiggle?
When you get more muscle, it's gonna replace. We're filling you out. So
Okay.
because your calories are where they are, your body is either gonna build muscle with it or lose fat with it. So it's gonna do both. Because they're still high enough where you're gonna be able to gain a little bit of muscle, but not too high where you're gonna be gaining body fat. Remember, because we're still in like a recomp phase, and recomp is the only phase in all of the dieting phases where we can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Doesn't last forever, so that's why now we got to take advantage of what your body is doing on its own as long as we can, because eventually we're going to have to get the calories where you're in a surplus. Remember, I said this before. When we're in a surplus, that's where the body is efficiently going to be able to build the most muscle. Again, sometimes there comes a little bit of body fat, but that's why we get the macros basically separated in a point where you're not really building too much fat. There's no reason to. The majority of the calories is going towards maintaining your muscle and growing more of it. So yeah, I think that, like I think I said this in the video, the voice message I sent you, I think you can reverse diet into your first show. Truly, I think that you have this perception of getting on this fucking cut and you can't wait to be on 1,400 calories again and do 2 hours of cardio to tune to the show.
No,
That's not how you want to get
I'm
into a
only
show.
doing 10 minutes, like 2 or 3 times a week. That's all I'm doing.
That's my point. Is you shouldn't want to be doing cardio.
I don't even think, I really don't even think about it.
That's
Where my
like-
whole life used to be just